Close your eyes and picture the velvet corridors of a New York federal courthouse humming with rumors. Jurors sip burnt coffee, reporters hammer frantic headlines, and one phrase keeps echoing: the Paisley Park tapes. Those files, allegedly captured by Prince himself, are said to show everything from high-profile drug binges to forced bedroom freak-offs during a Diddy-thrown party. If the footage is real, it won't just scorch a single rap mogul. It could upend the music business, topple billion-dollar catalog deals, and finally reward an icon who fought his entire life for ownership. But why would Prince, famously private, record someone else's debauchery? And how did he know days before his sudden overdose to tell fans, wait a few days before wasting prayers? Buckle up. We're diving into lawsuits, lost hard drives, encrypted secrets, and the final chess move of a man in purple. 1. Tatch, the trial so far, a stage built on dark claims. Federal investigators spent 18 months wiring witnesses, scraping cloud backups, and tracking Las Vegas cashier's check stubs. Their indictment brands Bad Boy Entertainment, a criminal enterprise stretching back to 1998. Assistants booked flights, security ran burner phones, hotels surrendered entire penthouse floors, and cameras rolled on command. Opening day, jurors watched grainy hallway footage. Cassie Ventura barefoot, hair yanked as Diddy hurled a glass. Cassie, who settled her civil suit in 2023, testified that the hallway was mild compared to upstairs. She described hotel rooms stocked with lubricants, multiple cameras, and a rotating list of male companions, each slipping thick envelopes back to Bad Boy staff. By day 3, 2 anonymous flight attendants corroborated Combs's no electronics rule on chartered Gulfstreams. Then came the teaser. Prosecutors revealed that they'd recently decrypted external media devices. Head swiveled, defense counsel howled, the judge allowed a sealed proffer. Translation: the government has more video, and rumor blames Prince. Cerny, the 2nd of April, 2016. The night Paisley Park became Club Bad Boy. Jason Lee remembers coconut shrimp canapes and a guest list that included Demi Moore giggling on a swing next to Ashton Kutcher. The party venue? Prince's legendary Paisley Park estate. Yet every guest was compelled to stash their security detail and smartphones in a locked cloakroom policed by Prince's staff. What sets Paisley apart is surveillance. When Prince built the compound in 1987, he embedded PTZ cameras in every corridor, synced to a central switchboard he alone controlled. He cataloged rehearsals, jams, even idle hallway conversations, always chasing total ownership. So, when Diddy rented the mansion for a blowout on the 15th of April 2016, the cameras rolled. Prince reportedly watched from an upstairs studio, muttering liability while toggling angles. At dawn, technicians labeled the reels Diddy_0415 and locked them inside Vault Room B. 6 days later, Prince was dead. 3. The missing drives and the Reddit whistle. 2 weeks after the funeral, archivists counted 1,947 digital drives. 8. Serials 0415. A through 0415. H were missing. A junior tech hit Reddit. Paisley drives gone, party worse than tabloids know. The post vanished in hours, but screenshots remained. Nothing else surfaced until 2024, when a newly unsealed search warrant showed the FBI hunting external storage formerly located at Paisley Park. Insiders now claim agents seized 4 drives from a Minneapolis locker rented by a retired audio intern. The Bureau stays mum. Defense filings complain of hearsay from a deceased third party. Translation: Prince is the elephant in the courtroom, and he can't be cross-examined. 4. Cracking the vault. FBI's Project Paisley agents nicknamed the mission Project Paisley. They cloned Drive 0415C and spun up a GPU farm in Quantico, brute-forcing 14 trillion passphrases built from Prince's catalog. After 7 sleepless days, Baden's 89 Vicky Vale unlocked the drive. Inside lay folders titled Thunder, Cream, Thieves in the Temple. Each contained silent MP4S timestamp the 15th of April 2016. Metadata showed a unique CRC watermark prints embedded in every Paisley recording after 2009, legal gold for proving authenticity. The first clip displayed a mirrored room, women seated like audition hopefuls while Diddy paced, voice cartoonish from helium inhaled off a balloon. Experts agree. Forging multi-angle CCTV with a valid watermark is nearly impossible. If shown to jurors, these files could become the prosecution's nuke. 5. Prince's final 72 hours. April 15th, Prince's jet emergency lands, aides blame flu. April 16th, he hosts a dance night telling fans, "Wait a few days before you waste any prayers." April 21st, EMTs find him unresponsive in an elevator. Toxicology reveals sky-high fentanyl from counterfeit Vicodin. Friends scoff. Chef Ray Roberts swears Prince lived on grapes, kale, and herbal tea. Drummer Sheila E. says he hated pills. The counterfeit trail dead-ended in Chicago. No dealer charged. Sister Tyka recalls a call 2 days prior. It's bigger than music, Tyka. He rushed legal transfers of his masters and double-checked cam servers. Some believe he sensed danger and secured insurance, the drives. 6. Follow the money. Warner, Bad Boy, and toxic IP Prince's masters. War with Warner is legend. Slave scrawled on his cheek, his name changed to an unpronounceable glyph. By 2016, he finally owned his early catalog. In 2022, Warner bought 50% of Bad Boy's masters, projecting $70 million yearly as TikTok revived 90s hits. If Paisley footage proves RICO-funded music, Warner's stake becomes toxic. Streaming giants could purge entire catalogs overnight. Analysts already talk of Combs Clause carve-outs in IP funds, while hedge firms eye an exodus from rap masters. Prince, the prophet of ownership, might topple a corporate pipeline from the grave. 7 celebrity collateral subpoenas read like a Coachella poster. Robert Downey Jr., Mike Myers, Lauren London, Pharrell Williams, even Prince Harry via a lawyer's chain email. Some attended parties, others bridged deals. Kid Cudi's 2012 car bombing, allegedly retaliation for flirting with Cassie, has been reopened. Michael B. Jordan's counsel tried quashing a subpoena. The judge retorted, "Witness testimony is not a branding exercise." 50 Cent gloats online. Silence is guilt when you've seen the chandelier room. 8.5 chat. Picture the courtroom lights dimming as the judge approves Exhibit 0415C and a single video frame snaps onto the screen. In that moment, every spectator feels the axis of the trial tilt. Prosecutors know exactly what comes next. The footage detonates 4 simultaneous shockwaves. First is the criminal blast, new granular proof of interstate trafficking that lets prosecutors layer fresh RICO counts on top of the existing pyramid. With each additional victim identified on camera, the life sentence ceiling inches closer to a certainty for Combs and any lieutenant who so much as booked a flight. Hot on its heels comes the civil aftershock. Survivors, now armed with undeniable visuals, flood the docket with lawsuits not only against Combs, but also against party guests, hotel chains, and corporate sponsors who enabled the nights in question. Plaintiffs' attorneys whisper that the combined damages could crest $1 billion before the ink dries. Then the corporate rupture hits. Streaming giants, terrified of being seen as complicit, freeze Bad Boy's catalog overnight. Radio programmers yank classics mid-rotation. Warner Music's share price staggers as analysts warn that a contaminated catalog is radioactive to advertisers and licensing partners alike. Finally, the cultural quake rolls across the industry. Commentators liken it to an Epstein-level reckoning for hip-hop, a thunderclap that forces labels, promoters, and A-listers to confront the party culture they've tiptoed around for decades. One veteran DOJ investigator sums it up to Rolling Stone in a single staccato line. If this footage is real, it's Watergate, with a beat. 9. Family fallout. Prince's heirs already fight over a $156 million estate. Now, Tyka offers to decrypt remaining drives. Half-brother Omar demands they stay sealed to protect Prince's image. Minneapolis murals bloom new tags, "Protect the Purple Witness," while vinyl sales of Sign of the Times spike 300%. Fans debate whether justice or privacy should prevail. 10. Media maelstrom CNN blares, Diddy doomsday, TikTok overlays Prince interviews with demon emoji shock edits, Diageo halts Ciroc ads, a planned Knicks Bad Boy night evaporates, lawyers craft bad behavior kill switch clauses into every new endorsement deal, industry insiders call it the Combs Clause, 11 voices of the survivors, Maria, flown to a 2017 Miami yacht, recalls NDAs thicker than a Bible. She left bruised, hush money wired via a Delaware LLC. Hearing of the tapes, she sobbed, "I thought nobody would ever believe me." Andre, a Paisley audio tech, says Diddy demanded zoom-ins all night. Prince, signing his exit paperwork, whispered, "Keep the masters, they'll keep you free." 12. Legal endgame. If the Paisley Park footage finally flickers across the screen, the courtroom won't just witness a revelation, it will trigger a chain reaction that reshapes every arena the Combs empire touches. Within hours, defense attorneys will scramble for a plea spiral, floating a deal that trades an admission of guilt for leniency. Prosecutors, buoyed by airtight visuals and a public outcry, will counterpunch with a demand for full asset forfeiture, music rights, real estate, liquor brands, everything, arguing that profits traced back to a racketeering scheme cannot remain in the defendant's hands. Wall Street will answer next. Faced with suddenly toxic intellectual property, Warner Music's board will weigh a fire sale, carving Bad Boy's once prized catalog out of its portfolio before activist shareholders and consumer boycotts torch the stock. Analysts will warn would-be buyers that any song tied to the scandal risks indefinite quarantine on streaming platforms. Digital plutonium nobody wants to touch. Meanwhile, courthouses across the country will quake under a civil avalanche. The tapes provide the kind of undeniable corroboration survivors have long prayed for. With statutes of limitations suspended in several states for trafficking claims, attorneys will file by the hundreds, targeting not only Combs, but every deep-pocket host, sponsor, and venue that turned a blind eye. Settlements could dwarf the Catholic Church abuse payouts that once seemed unimaginable. Capitol Hill won't stay quiet either. Lawmakers, eager to prove they can safeguard the next generation, will float emergency hearings on a new Digital Host Liability Act, forcing mansions, clubs, and even private jets to archive security footage or face obstruction charges when future investigations surface. Lobbyists will howl about privacy, parents of victims will dominate the news cycle, and momentum will build for a federal standard that treats lost footage as intent to conceal. The defense's last refuge will be the classic smear: Prince manipulated the video. Yet forensic specialists will testify that tampering would shatter the CRC watermark, Prince embedded in every Paisley file. Hash values don't lie, and jurors understand simple math better than industry spin. As the checksum string scrolls across the monitor, identical on every forensic clone, you can almost hear the gavel drop before the verdict is even read. 13. What did Prince really want? Prince's liner notes urge, "Remember to dance," but also Proverbs 31. 8. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. He hated fame without agency. He treasured ownership. Encrypting drives yet leaving breadcrumb clues might be his final act of advocacy, ensuring voices lost in bass drops finally roar louder than any hook. 14. Historical parallels. Payola bribes wrecked 50s radio. Death Row's gang ties rattled the 90s Senate. Both centered on money. Paisley tapes center on filmed exploitation. Industry vets say this could spawn the first federal digital venue liability statutes. Ironically, Prince's never-ending taping, once mocked as eccentric, may become tomorrow's compliance gold standard. 15. Can justice wear purple? When courtroom lights dim, marshals will roll in a 75-inch monitor labeled Exhibit P1. The first play button press might erase decades of celebrity power games and confirm Prince as posthumous king of accountability. If you believe truth can echo louder than stadium bass, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and share this deep dive. Fandoms uncovered the missing drives. Together we can keep them from being buried again. Prince taught us art can be armor. Let's wear it.